From all over the country, the very best accounting students converge on Sunway City. Over the years, Sunway College has developed thousands of successful accountants.
We are the largest provider of professional accountants to the Big Five in Malaysia. This is a serious profession, and at Sunway College, we mean business.
When I say accountancy, you think of the numbers. But it's much more than that. To change things for the better, drive prosperity and create opportunity. Who can make the numbers do all that? We're leaders. ACCA accountants understand teamwork and know how to maximise opportunities. We're essential partners in getting businesses to achieve their goals. We're communicators, able to imagine and inspire. If all the world's a stage, you must be able to speak on it. We're pioneers who test boundaries and push frontiers. We challenge people to think ahead and make ethical choices. We love sustainable solutions to today's problems. The future is ours to protect and nurture. We're digital. We harness the power of technology to innovate and push boundaries and be a positive force for good. We're artists, applying original solutions to real-world problems. When misfortune strikes, it's not just money that's needed to rebuild, but an energetic mind and original voice to overcome the odds. We're ambitious. Our accountants know no boundaries and harness the power of diverse cultures to seek out international opportunities. Accounting is the global language of business, and being fluent can take you anywhere. So when I say accountancy, sure, think of the numbers. The number of lives changed, systems improved, business successes, environments saved. Studying to become an ACCA finance professional means to future-proof your passions, your skills, your life for the opportunities of a brighter tomorrow.
Hi, Ivan. How are you?
Hi, Miss Kiran. I'm okay. Very good. How about yourself?
Fine, thank you. Good to see you.
Yes, good to see you too. Yes, been
Normally,
very, very long.
very long. And normally we would be doing this session face to face, in person, in campus. But well, we're still doing it together.
Yes, thanks to the virtual platform. That's why we are
Oh,
here
yes.
today.
Yes, exactly. Thank goodness for this. And we are still able to reach out to the students and get the important info to them.
Yes, very, very true. And I heard today CMCO started in
No, it's
Selangor and KL.
going to start. Well, schools have been closed.
Mm,
It's going to start from Wednesday, the 14th.
mhm.
So we just hope, right? Let's hope that this pandemic gets over with. And I really want to travel, Ivan. I have missed traveling. Seriously, I just
Yeah,
want to. Maybe
likewise.
yeah. And I mean, I wouldn't do like what they have in Taiwan, I think, where they can go on a virtual flight. I want a real
Ah,
flight.
yeah. You want to see the real things, huh?
Exactly.
Yep,
So,
yep.
good evening, everyone, and welcome to our session on Sunway Taz Late Evening Thoughts. This has been on for some time, and this week is extra special. We have 4 sessions, and joining me today is Ivan from ACCA. And we are having a special session for the degree program students to tell you why you should take on ACCA. And I'm always honored to be part of this session. I'm an ACCA member, affiliate myself, a lecturer in Sunway Taz, and more than happy to share and bring more members into ACCA. So shall I start the session first, Ivan? And later
Yes.
you can tell them later on how to go about joining in. And for the degree program students, there is a special joining, right? Which is the ACCA Accelerate, isn't it?
Yes, you're right.
Yeah, so let me give them all the facts, not only about ACCA, but also Sunway Taz, and then you can tell them how to sign up.
Sure. Thank you so much. The
You're
floor is
welcome.
yours.
All right. Thanks, Ivan.
You're welcome.
All right. All right, everyone. Welcome to this evening's session, and let's start. And the first one is why choose ACCA. I'm going to give you multiple reasons on why you want to choose ACCA. First and foremost, it's a world-recognized qualification. ACCA is so big that it has got, to date, this is the latest info, 219,000 members, 527,000 students in 181 countries. Astounding facts, isn't it? And every couple of months when you go back to the website, and you'll be amazed with the increase in numbers. That's more than 700,000 in total. Impressive facts. And I must say, I'm really proud to be a member of this professional body. 8,500 employers trust ACCA. ACCA has been existing for 116 years, and it's going to be close to its anniversary, which is very soon, 30th November. And I must say, I got my membership when it had its centennial celebration. That's when it was 100 years old, right? So I got my fellowship status then. Yeah. It is a large network. They have ACCA Careers and LinkedIn. So when you are looking for a job, you can certainly look in there. There is, astounding number of opportunities for you. Higher status in the eyes of an employer and your client. Try telling someone that you are pursuing ACCA. And what more when you have already completed your ACCA, you are certainly going to get eyebrows raised, and you will be looked up, and there's definitely going to be an increase in your status. Flexible study. This is what I love about ACCA in terms of your duration, your combination, and place of study. When I was doing my ACCA, I did it on a part-time basis. I was working in Singapore, and I took my exams back home in Malaysia. Right? And the flexibility is, if you are so tied up, you can just take one paper, and if you want to be if you want to go quick, then you can of course take on 2 papers or even more. So previously exams were 6 months, so usually people took on more than 1 paper. And now with the 3 months option, most students prefer to take 1 paper at a time. It's all up to you. You choose what you feel comfortable with. Practical experience to attain membership. So when you complete your paper, you will be an affiliate, meaning to say, you have completed your papers, you are a graduate, but you will only get your membership upon submission of 3 years of relevant practical experience. So it's very important that you have a personal experience record. It is submitted to ACCA. They will review, they will vet, then you will gain your membership. And thereafter, 5 years, you will get your highest title, which is a fellow. Quality control, that means you have got approved learning partners, and Sunway TAS, we have the platinum status. We have been awarded that status, and we have been holding on to the status from the time that we have been awarded. And another add-on bonus why you want to choose ACCA is that ACCA has done a tie-up with University of London, and you can do your Masters of Science, and that's another year, and that's a little bit more info towards the end. So these are some of your reasons why you would want to choose doing ACCA. And having looked at, in terms of your reason, your next bit is looking at what are the papers that you have in ACCA. So you have your essential module. These are your 2 compulsory papers. You must do this, which is your strategic business leader, strategic business reporting. Yeah, and option papers, you choose any 2, which is advanced financial management, advanced performance management, advanced tax, advanced audit, and assurance. And with the revamp from 2018, instead of doing 5 papers at your strategic or your professional level and now you only have to do 4 papers, which makes it even more interesting. 1 paper less, yes. So there is 1 paper less to study. If it was 5 papers, usually, if it's 3 months exam, it's still 1 year and a quarter. This is just 1 year if you do it on a full-time basis. Then some of you may be thinking, what if I'm working? Yes, it's still doable. In Sunway TAS, we have full-time and part-time classes. So you will come in for weekend classes, and usually as a part-timer, you are working full-time and studying on a part-time basis. One paper every 6 months is a fair approach, and if you clear your paper in the first attempt, then in 2 years you are done with. Yeah. However, if you do it on a full-time basis and you sit for the papers every 3 months, in 1 year you have completed this qualification. Very important to understand what are your verb levels in ACCA. So some of you may be familiar with this, with the Bloom's taxonomy. You will be pursuing the strategic level papers. So as a strategic level papers, it is this, there's a lot of emphasis on this three, which is analyze, evaluate, and create. Yeah, these are known as your HOTS, or higher order thinking skills. So it's very important at a strategic level to be familiar with this. It's no longer just about understanding and remembering, but then, you know, in your papers, it's very important to understand your concept. You're given real life cases and you're supposed to be applying them, and you're generating your answers with that. So I'm going to give you a brief feel of what the papers are. Yeah, just an overview of the papers. First paper, yes, is very close to my heart because this is the paper that I'm teaching, Strategic Business Leader. And if you note in here, it's very much like what is at the workplace. Yeah, it takes into consideration your technical, ethical, and professional skills. Very important in terms of ethics. All your papers, yeah, the 2 essential papers and the 4 optional papers, regardless of which paper you take, ethics is covered in the papers. Yeah, and you are asked to, you know, respond to requests from people in various roles. In fact, when you do this paper, your role is as a consultant providing advice. And take note in here, you're not only looking at the technical quality of it, but also how professional is your response, which basically means for this particular paper, technical marks are 80 and you actually have 20 professional marks. Yeah, and there is a lot of formats in here, meaning to say that you will present your answer. Most of the time it's in form of report. You can even have it like a briefing paper, memo, letter. You may be even asked to do a web statement. All right, so there'll be various formats. And I'm also going to highlight to you here what are the skills, yeah, most frequently used verbs in the exam. So here you have evaluate, discuss, and recommend. And there is another bit that I want to highlight in here, which for SBL, this is the longest exam in all, in comparison with all the other papers. This particular exam is 4 hours, and it has it's an integrated case study, which means that it is based on one case study. You can have anywhere between 3 to 5 questions, and your material could be anywhere between 12 to 18 pages. There's no pre-seen material. Everything is in the exam hall. So these are your professional skills, which you get about your 20 marks, and then these are your segments in here. So this, in the inner box, is all your technical marks, 80, and when you present your answer, your requirement will tell you that these are the skills that you need to apply, and for each question you can have anywhere between 2 to 4 marks. So that's in total about of 20 marks for that 4 hours paper. Integrated case study, you need at least 1 hour to read the paper and then plan your answer and present your answer. Integrated means the questions are interconnected. It's based on that one case study, and you have 3 to 5 questions. There is this module, which is the Ethics and Professional Skills module, and they have done a study, and it clearly shows that students who have completed this module whilst attempting the strategic level or prior to that have actually enhanced their chances of passing. What the contents in this EPSM module is actually very relevant to all your papers at the strategic level, and ethics is very important. It's an integral in, as a professional accountant, one of your, your value professional codes that you comply with is in terms of integrity, or we have a code of ethics. It has got 5 principles in there, and it's very important that we comply with that. The EPSM module is not just only on ethics, but it covers a lot of other areas as well, which would be beneficial to students. That's the reason why it's very important that you complete this, especially before you attempt your strategic level. You can complete all your 4 papers, but to get your affiliate status, you do need to do the EPSM module. So my personal advice, might as well get it completed first so that it helps you in your papers. Moving on, we have the next paper, which is the SBR, Strategic Business Reporting. Previously was known as your corporate reporting paper. And here is, you need to make your strategic business reporting decisions, linking accounting issues to concepts and practical situation. In fact, all your papers are very practical oriented. You do need to use judgment. You do need to take into account your various stakeholders and especially your investors. Yeah. So even in this paper, there is a segment on ethics as well. So it involves professionalism, judgment, ethics. Yeah. You do need to have detailed knowledge of your standards, your current development, and then the verbs that are used here are discuss, explain, and advise. Okay. Your next paper, which is now moving on to your option paper, which is your Advanced Financial Management, AFM. So AFM, you basically take on the role of a senior financial executive or as an advisor. You either advise to the management if you're in-house, or if you're taking on the role as an advisor, then of course externally to your clients on some of the financial management issues or options that they need to make a decision on. And you do need your financial management knowledge from the skills level. And for you as degree program students, then you would have completed your financial management FM paper in your degree program. Yeah. So you basically take on a senior advisory role. And these are some of the, the tasks that you may need to take into consideration. And the verbs are discuss, estimate, evaluate. So if you notice from the verbs that are being presented, all this is what? HOTS, isn't it? Higher order thinking skills. Your next paper is your APM, Advanced Performance Management. Do take note, I am highlighting all the option papers, but you only choose 2 papers. Yeah. So Advanced Performance Management, you take on the strategic role of a management accountant, and you recognize the impact of external factors on strategic management issues and how how to measure and manage these issues. So as an advisor, how do you want to add value? Yeah? And the verbs here: assess, evaluate, advise. Advanced taxation. So advanced taxation is to exercise professional judgment in providing relevant info to individuals and to business. So in terms of individuals, their tax planning, in terms of businesses, how they would want to strategize and plan with regard to their tax payments, or in terms of what tax management. Yeah. And here, if you notice, there's a lot of thinking that involves a lot of planning. And if you, as a tax consultant, you would need to know the Tax Act well, and you can certainly help to plan for your client. Yeah? So you need to prepare, calculate, and explain. And your last paper, Advanced Audit and Assurance. So here it challenges auditors will face in the professional life, and you need to analyze, evaluate, conclude on the various assurance engagement and what are your best practices, and also in line with current development. Yeah. Okay. And the verbs that are used here: evaluate, explain, and discuss. You must be wondering now, how do you decide which option paper to take? It really does not matter what are the world pass rates for the option paper. Go for the paper that you like. Why is that important? When you like a paper, you will be more inclined to read, to study, to understand understand and to work on it. If you're just going based on work pass rates or because paper, but you have no interest in that, it's not going to motivate you. All right. So when you like something, you will make sure that you will do well in that. So it's very important to choose a paper that you like or you have interest in and pursue that paper. Having understood in terms of what are your papers, then you're probably wondering how it will benefit you in your career with having an ACCA qualification. So once you have had ACCA qualification, it provides you, exposes you to a lot of knowledge, and your past year papers are all based on real life scenarios which may have been adapted for exam purposes, but it certainly enhances your knowledge. So it will give you a good view of the business organization and its strategy, helps you with the critical thinking. You saw with all the verbs that you had, and with, with the 4 papers that you would have pursued at the strategic level, certainly your critical thinking would be enhanced. You're able to view issues from a broader spectrum in problem solving, decision making. Interestingly, I have obtained feedback from my students, and these are working students who have not even completed the ACCA, and just by pursuing the first paper, which is SBL, and halfway through itself, they said that when they were at work, their thinking, critical thinking developed better, their thought process was much better. They started to analyze things from a wider perspective. When they read articles, they were able to relate and connect, and that was just with the first paper halfway through. Wide range of academic scenarios, which I mentioned just now. Confidence to take on senior position because you are now well versed, well equipped. Opinion could be sought upon and relied. This is again another feedback that I've obtained, that when their colleagues knew that they were doing ACCA, and also from some of the past contribution, and whenever there was some decision making, their opinion was actually sought and taken into consideration. And most importantly, because you have got confidence, it will also enhance your self image. To do a recap, what are the main components? So first part, you have to complete your 4 papers, 2 which is in the essential module, and 2 in the optional module. And once you complete it, you will attain the status of an affiliate. Thereafter, 3 years of relevant practical experience, which you need to submit to ACCA. You will have a record of this. It will have to be endorsed by your employer to confirm that you have this experience. ACCA will review that. You will gain your membership status. Once you have attained your membership status, 5 years thereafter, then you attain the highest title, which is as a fellow. And the last bit, you need to complete this EPSM module. And if you have done it in the beginning, it's again a bonus, because it would help you in your papers as well, right? It all helps. It covers basically all your strategic level papers. There are elements, of it that it's covered in there. So it's very important to complete this. Oh yes, and another bit that I would like to add on. You would have to pay £60 to do this module, and you will gain a certificate. And in your resume, you can actually add this on. And many of the employers are also looking for this. Please take the £60 as an investment, and you get a certificate which will again enhance your resume. Now that we have looked at the papers, certainly the next question will be your tuition provider. So let me give you some facts, fun facts of Sunway TAS. Sunway TAS should be your choice of the tuition provider. I have a list of reasons, not 1, not 2, not 3, but a whole total of 10. In fact, there's more, but we'll stick to 10 for today, all right? So we have a proven track record, excellent pass rates, large pool of graduates since 1994. We have the highest ranking, platinum status since inception. We have been around for 17 years. We have got a strong collaboration with the international professional firms, locally the big 5, Deloitte, EY, KPMG, PwC, and BDO. In fact, in Sunway TAS probably is the only one that actually has got corporate suites which means each of the firm has got a room in the Sunway College, and when they come in to conduct interviews and all, they actually do that in the corporate suites. Yeah, each of the firm has got a room, and they have done up the room according to their theme. And yeah, so you do come by to the campus and pay a visit to that. We have got a dedicated, committed faculty, and of course our friendly admin staff, ever willing to assist and enroll you. We have got lecture series for all the strategic level papers. I must say that we first started off only with the audit series, then we increased it and included the tax series, and then we have the SBL, SBR, ATX, APM, AFM, all, right? So all the strategic level. And who conducts all this? We will get professionals from externally, and most of the time we actually get the firms. They send their specialists, so we highlight to them for which paper. They will then identify the specialists in that field and what are the areas that we are looking, and we actually get our students to attend these talks, and they will benefit from it. In fact, this Wednesday we are having one which is the SBL series, and usually this would be on a face-to-face, but with the current situation we are having a Zoom session. Yeah, so with technology we capitalize, and everything still carries on and moves on. We have the Student Accountancy Club, and I think Sunway is the only one that has actually got the Sunway Accountancy Graduate Club and Alumni Club. So accountancy, which basically means we have ACCA and all the other professional courses, ICW, CPA, and all of them can actually be part of this alumni. Mr. Theo has got actually big plans for the alumni. We have been having get-togethers off and on. The last gathering we had was last year, yes, when we had our anniversary celebration. Then we have the highest nurturer, top in the world and top in Malaysia prize winners in every exam setting we would have. And of course, Mr. Theo's dream is to always strive to have for all the papers. We have 4,500 students at Sunway TAS CAE, comprising of students from different countries, which basically means provides you an opportunity to mingle with people from different countries and different culture. We also provide this to our students, the audit simulation workshop, professional appearance and grooming. So we actually get experts, professionals externally to come in and to provide these sessions. All these are add-ons for students in Sunway TAS, and we also prepare our students for interview skills and resume writing to make sure that your resume is looked at by your prospective employer. Last but not least, you get to do your professional qualification. Most places it's just basically a place where you go for your class, whereas in Sunway TAS you actually have a campus environment, and not only do you participate in the Sunway TAS activities, you can also join in the Sunway Sunway College activities, and you can also take on leadership roles, active roles, and this will make your learning wholesome as well as build friendships. And this is what I was talking to you about, the bonus. ACCA heard most people needed to, wanted to pursue an additional qualification, and that's where you have your MSc in professional accountancy, right? And this is a tie-up with ACCA and UOL, and the pathway to this is you must be an affiliate and a member. It's a one-year program, and another big bonus is that Sunway TAS is offering this. We have already got a few rounds of graduates who have taken on this program and Masters of Science, and you not only do you get this qualification, and once you sign up, you also have access to the UOL's virtual library. The learning that comes from this Masters of Science is amazing. So you basically have, how shall I say, two extremely wonderful qualifications, which would be your ACCA, and of course this is an add-on. You could do it immediately, you could take a short break, and then you can always come back and sign up with Sunway TAS. That was in brief in terms of about the papers and a brief introduction to our campus. So yes, looking forward to seeing you all in Sunny Test. Let me take you back and get Ivan on again. Ivan, all yours now.
Thank you, Ms. Kiran. Very
Welcome.
good introduction about ACCA. Very impressive.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for the introduction.
Oh, you know, right? I am very passionate about ACCA, being a member myself, and coming back and teaching ACCA. So yes, definitely.
It's good to have you as an ambassador for ACCA.
Thank you. My
Much
honor.
appreciated.
Thank you.
Okay, now thank you so much. The session is mine. First of all, thank you, Sanvitas, for inviting this talk show. It's very kind of Sanvitas to invite ACCA. I noticed there's a lot of degree students in this session. I wish you all the best in your studies. I know exams are around the corner. Good luck in your exams. All right. I think Miss Kiran already talked a lot about why I should join ACCA, and I believe there's a lot of advantages in joining ACCA. But I just want to highlight a program called Accelerate. Okay, it's an exclusive program for degree students. Majority of the public and the private university in Malaysia who has a Bachelor of Accounting, they have Accelerate program. So for the students who are attending today, please ask your faculty dean on this Accelerate program. Ask your seniors. Do join the program because it is a lot more benefit for you to join. I just want to highlight the 5 key points for students to join this Accelerate program. Okay, the first key reason is a fast track of ACCA membership, meaning that students who start their ACCA as their SM during their university get a head start on their journey into the qualification, depending on how many exemption ACCA offer to them. So you can start your strategic professional papers like Miss Kiran already said earlier, which I think you will know a lot of the subject when you are attending the course. The second key reason why you should join the SI program is the discounted fees. Okay, students in this program, you will have a saving up to 5,000 ringgit. That's a lot compared to the students who sign up after they graduated. So this is an exclusive program for the current degree students. We know that students you have difficulties in paying full amount, so we give this special discount to current Bachelor of Accounting students. The third reason why you should join this program is because the CV that stands out, meaning that employers want a business-ready graduates. So graduates who combine their university studies with our ACCA qualification have the skills to make an impact immediately. Okay, our students who join this as a program also can demonstrate their commitment into their career and finance, because majority of the employers out there, they want their staff to have professional papers, professional qualified papers. The fourth reason why you should join this program because it's a membership of the ACCA community. Accelerate students are part of our worldwide students communities. The ACCA will have communication to these students, and not only that, we will have access of resources, some supports, and also networking opportunity throughout their journey. And lastly, the 5 reason that you should join Accelerate program is career advice and opportunities. Accelerate students can boost their opportunities even further by getting industry-specific advice from ACCA careers. Okay, Accelerate student can upload your CVs to our database and could get an exclusive job offers. So this is a 5 key reason that students should join Accelerate program. Okay, the next session is how do you join the program? Okay, may I bring up the barcode? So for students who have your phone ready, please scan the barcode which I'm going to display here. Okay, so this barcode is actually linked to our Accelerate Malaysia page website. All the information is there. All the points are there. How for you to register Accelerate program are there. So before you register into Accelerate program, 3 key requirement that students need to have. First is a soft copy of your IC is to prove your identification. Second requirement is to have a passport size photo, a soft copy of yourself. Do selfie, the best photo of yourself. Thirdly is you need to have a scanned copy of your Accelerate letter. This you may request from your faculty in accounting, faculty in your university, get the letter on hand. Please scan it and then save it. So the next step, if you notice the step is make sure that you have all these 3 elements and you can sign up. The cost to sign up is only £20. Okay, it's up to about less than 150 ringgit for you to register immediately. Then once you register as an Accelerate program, students can attempt our professional papers. As easy as that. So you can start, and the earliest that we have is the students that we have is once what we want to achieve is once you finish your degree and you finish all your ACCA professional papers, which consisting of 4 optional papers and 2 compulsory papers. You just need to choose 4 papers to finish your ACCA paper. So once you finish all your papers, you need to complete your ethics. We call it EPSM, ethics and professional skill module. And lastly is to have your 36 months of experience, working experience, and register into your My ACCA. So hopefully I have all the information given to you. Is Accelerate is an exclusive program. I believe the degree students who join in today, make sure you register into this program. Please, you won't be regret. I can say that a lot of students who didn't sign up during your degree feel regretted once they completed their once they are graduated, because we won't be allowing students who graduated to sign up this program. And once they graduated, they want to take ACCA papers, they have to pay a lump sum up to 5,000 ringgit. For this, a degree student, you can save 5,000 ringgit, and you can kickstart your ACCA journey as early as in your 3rd year or in your final year degree. Hopefully, the students have all the information about Accelerate. Please contact, please visit the website, download our brochure and understand the pathway into ACCA. I just want to check if you have any question for myself or Miss Kiran. Any question from the floor or in social media?
Hi everyone. Okay, so we have a question. What are the exemptions that I can receive, and how many papers remaining? All right, that was what Ivan. I'll take this.
Yes, you can.
Yeah. So if you have completed the relevant papers and when ACCA reviews it, then you should get all the 9 paper exemption, and you will only have to do 4 papers. 2 at your essential papers, so there's no choice on that. And from the option papers, you do 2 out of 4. So in total, you will do 4 papers.
I just want to add on that, Ms. Kiran.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Most of the accelerate university, they have full 9 papers exemption. So
Yes,
that's
okay.
very good for the students.
Oh, sure.
Like you said, certain students maybe they take some elective subject. Okay,
Yes.
so please make sure that you take the right subject for you to claim the full 9 papers exemption.
Sure. It's actually really excellent that you get your 9 paper exemption and they only do 4 papers and they get the whole ACCA qualification versus if you did from the beginning, you then have 13 papers to work on. But then again, you see, they have a degree, then they have the ACCA, whereas the ACCA students have all the 13 papers. So each has its own.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Do you have more
So,
questions? Oh, we have.
Ivan, go ahead.
Okay, let me answer. In which study year should I register? Okay. Normally ACCA will do a briefing in your university. So once we do a briefing, that means you are ready to register into ACCA Accelerate program. So make sure please contact your faculty dean. Please ask when's the next ACCA briefing. Do request, then we will come and talk to you. And majority of students who didn't sign up for Accelerate, I noticed that they miss up in their briefing. So please make sure you do follow up with the news from your bulletin and your friends. Make sure you do share the information with your friends when ACCA come into your university. In fact, now we can't do any face-to-face. Everything are virtual. So my colleague and I, our team are very busy having virtual talk. So make sure you do participate in our virtual fair now. All right. Any more question from the floor?
Ivan, after hearing all this, I am sure that some students may be thinking of this, and I'm just picking on it. What would you say? Is ACCA tough? Is it a tough qualification to pursue?
I met many ACCA students who have completed their papers, World Prize winners, those who failed their papers. There's no right or wrong answer, depending to individual. But yeah, ACCA are tough. I should say that. But tough, you need to know how you tackle the papers. My only thing is all the examinations around the world, no matter ACCA or not, including an SPM question. Okay, everything are tough if you don't practice. So
Sure.
practice make perfect. Do a lot of work, and once you tackle the question, I believe, and join a good tuition provider, I believe the students can pass with flying colors.
Certainly. If you want a world-recognized qualification, you definitely have to work for it. Don't you think so? You have a
Yes,
well-recognized
totally.
qualification, you have an excellent tuition provider, you have the tutors at the tuition provider to support you, go through all your syllabus and all, and you can definitely clear the paper. I mean, otherwise, how would ACCA have 700,000 members, isn't it? Right. So
Yes,
it is,
very true.
yeah, and it is only in the recent years that technology came in. Like when we were doing the papers, there was no technology. So everything was just face to face, and the material that was only provided by the tutors.
Yes, correct. And ACCA always updated with the current needs. We are moving into computers
Yes.
session computer-based exam, fully computerized in next year June.
Yep.
So that's the biggest changes in ACCA, and I believe is for our students' own good.
Yeah,
A lot
true.
of employers out there, all their work. Even now, we are using technology in the online platform. Working adults are using mobile phones to do their work. So it's a trend right now that we have to adapt. And ACCA is always think ahead with the current development.
That's the reason why the syllabus every now and then keep revamping, and even with the current the current situation where there's a lot of data analytics, AI, all those are already incorporated into the syllabus. Yeah, so very proud to say that ACCA is always abreast, listens to the stakeholders, and keeps the syllabus aligned with the environment.
Yes, you're right.
Ivan, there's a question here for you.
If I'm non-Malaysian, can I? Yes, certainly. If you are in the university, but just make sure you have the relevant documents, like I said, your identification, your soft copy, passport size photo, and also the important part is the accelerate letter. In the accelerate letter, we have a special code given to the university, and please put in the code when you're doing your registration. Okay, make sure you fill out the correct, and my advice is remember to put Malaysia as your home address, as you are in Malaysia right now. All right, any more question?
All right. May I know the tuition class by Sunway Test will be conducted physically or virtually? We are actually having a hybrid, which means it's a blend of both. To ensure that we comply with the social distancing, we do have Team A and Team B, right? So the classes will go concurrently. That means we have some students face to face, and we also have students online. Yeah, this is to ensure that we comply with the requirement. And if there is, like currently with the situation of the RMCO, and if we receive the directive, then we may go fully virtual, like what happened during the MCOs when it started in March. I hope I have answered your question, Yao Kang. All right, Jana, I have a question. If I enroll in ACCA Accelerate program, does it mean I have to self-study or how? You're welcome, Jana. When you sign up for the Accelerate program, it is just in terms of your fee preferential, and you can sign up now. You don't have to wait till you graduate. You still you can go for tuition, or you can do self-study. It's totally up to you. That is the flexibility of ACCA. Just to provide more insight, I was working and studying in Singapore, but I used to come back home and sit for my papers in Malaysia. Yes, a different country, and I was doing Singapore variant papers. That's the beauty of ACCA. It's so flexible. And just to add on, your experience, the 3 years of relevant experience, doesn't have to be after you graduate. While you are studying, all the working people, all those experiences counted. So it's really amazing, right? And I have students who are working and doing this on a part-time basis. Because they have had enough experience, the moment they complete their papers, they actually submit their PER. Within a few months, they get their notification from ACCA, they have got their membership. For full-time students, yes, you will have to wait. You have to have 3 years of relevant experience, and then you will get your membership.
Can I add on this
Go ahead.
question?
Yeah.
We give flexibility to the students whether to self-study, online study, or in fact attend tuition provider. Of course, attending face-to-face tuition support is something that we encourage because they are approved provider. But I believe some students, because they want to try to self-study first. Okay, since ACCA are giving the students flexibility. When I talk to SA students, I can feel that sometimes as a students, you need to plan your study plan well. Okay, follow our the 4 exam session, June, December, the main one, plus March and September exam sitting, please make sure that as a students, you can manage your time very well. Do not overconfidence to take all 4 professional papers at one time, at one go. Please be humble. Just do one paper at a time first. Okay, do one paper at a time first, and make sure you have enough support during your studies. You need to prepare at least 3 months before the actual exam, and make sure you consistently follow the question.
I would like to add a little bit to what you said just now about the number of papers. Please understand this is a strategic level paper. It's a very high level paper. You need to have in-depth understanding. So to take multiple papers in a very short duration is not going to work well for you. You rather go slow and take each paper and clear in the very first attempt itself. And you know, with the current situation of doing a paper in 3 months, I think that is amazing. You take one paper, you fully focus, do your best, get the best grades, and move on to do the next paper. My view.
That's correct. Totally agree.
Thank you.
Any more question from the floor?
Upon registering for the Accelerate program, does this mean I have to start taking the ACCA papers immediately?
Okay. Yes. We will strongly encourage students to take up the program, the papers. The name is called Accelerate program. So we want students while you're in your degree to finish all your ACCA papers while you're in degree. But I do know that as a students, your main focus is to complete your degree. So my 2 cents of advice is, please do your ethics skill EPSM module first, okay, and do one of a strategic professional papers in your degree. At least you start one paper first. Either you pass, that's very good. Okay, I won't say fail. If you pass, that's good. Continue the momentum until you finish all your papers. Okay, the first papers are very, very important. Most of the students are taking the 2 compulsory papers, either SBL or SBR, due to the high passing rate. So please make sure you plan, like I say, plan your study well. Trying your best to multitask your degree and also ACCA papers at one time.
Let me share experience. I have taught quite a few students who have actually signed up for the Accelerate program. You remember for the last few places where we have gone for the talks and the students have actually come in. And when they first signed up, they felt that it was really challenging, you know, doing the degree program and doing the ACCA paper. And you know, halfway through, of course, I was always encouraging and motivating them. Guess what they said? Their uni studies became much better. One was time management. You know, when you have too much of time, you just basically tend to linger on. And when you are now doing a higher level paper like ACCA and the depth that is in the ACCA paper, although it is only the first paper they had exposure, but it somehow helped them in their degree program studying. And they actually did very well, and they felt that, you know, oh, okay, a lot of things are falling in perspective just by attempting the first paper in ACCA. Yes, taking the first step, signing on the Accelerate program and thinking that, oh, I have a degree program papers to complete, I have to do this ACCA paper. You just have to take the first step. And, you know, once you're determined, you plan well, do proper time management, it's doable. Others have done it, you can do it as well.
That's very good advice, Ms.
Thank
Kiran.
you. Thanks. All right. As an Accelerate program candidate, am I entitled to forfeit any papers of my choice, although ACC has given me 9 paper exemption? And how will forfeiting certain papers affect my Accelerate status? Forfeiting means you are granted the exemption, but you don't want to take on the exemption, I guess. That's what, from what I understand. And if you don't want to take on the exemption, which I had a student who didn't want to take on the exemption, then you basically sit for the exam. It's as simple as that. When you are granted exemption, then you don't sit for the papers, you just move on to strategic level. And for some reason, you're not going to get any exemption at the strategic level. The exemptions are only at your skills level. And so there was this student who was granted the exemption but didn't want to take that exemption, wanted to have more in-depth knowledge of the paper, and basically attempted the paper. You want to add anything, Ivan, to that?
Okay, some students, like I said earlier, didn't take the selected modules, selected subject in the papers, and they skip certain exemption for the paper. So what is our recommendation? It's all right. Those who didn't get an exemption, maybe 8 paper exemption, the 1 paper exemption, normally you have to receipt. Okay, sit back the papers that you miss out. So majority of the students have that case. I have also some students who got 9 paper exemption but wanted to do all papers. It's their choice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the third scenario of the students are the strategic modules. I have also students who took all 6 papers. That time was 7 papers. 7
Yes.
papers in their professional paper. So we have students who want to know more about our qualification, and they explore every exam. So it's up to you as a student to choose or not to choose to do it or not.
Okay, I want to add something on that. Yeah. So, let's say most of you would get 9 paper exemption, and supposedly you didn't get 9 papers and you only got 8 papers. Then what do you want to do? Do you want to take on this qualification, or do you want to let it go just because of 1 additional paper? My view, there must be a reason why you didn't get, because you did not have enough coverage in depth, and ACCA did not deem it fit to grant you the exemption. And just for 1 additional paper, don't waste the opportunity to have the to be a member of this prestigious body and to gain a world recognized qualification. All right, do we have any other questions? Usually it takes how long to finish the other 4 papers after exemption of 9 papers? So let's go on the basis that you are clearing in the first attempt itself. So if you're a full-time student and you take the paper every 3 months, you clear in 1 year. If you're a part-time student, then you only attend weekend classes. So you will sit for exams every 6 months. 4 papers, it means 2 years. And that's on the first attempt. Yeah, go ahead, Ivan.
I just want to add on. I think a lot of the older generation students will have this concept that ACCA, once you sit for exam, you have 10 years rule. But now we do not have the 10 years rule. It's a 7 years rule. When you first pass your first strategic professional papers. For example, I give a scenario. Let's say in year 2020, you set for December exam, and you took SBL, and because of family, because of work, then you stop. And after 10 years, year 20, for example, 10, and you want to sit the second paper, you have to repeat the SBL again. So yeah, that's the 7 years rule that I think majority of students are not aware. So please make sure within 7 years, you complete it. Like Miss Kiran said, if you do part-time, easily within 2 years, you can complete the papers. Do not give up, and try your best to pass all the papers.
Even if you attend the paper once a year, you still have 3 years buffer.
Yeah, 1 year
Right,
once.
Ivan? Yeah, even
1
if
year
you do
once.
that, yes, and you still have, the buffer. And personally, I would say that if you take up a paper, don't keep gaps. Once you have started your education, complete it. What happens is that, as you move up the corporate ladder, then you get very tied up, and, there's work commitment comes first. Then your studying gets neglected. So once you start and make it a point, make it a determination that you will complete it.
Actually, I just want to
Explain.
share the scenario. Students who started their ACCA exam during their degree and
Mm.
also work. I believe when you start earlier in your university, majority of
Yep.
students they feel better, and when you come to work because of work pressure, then you have family, you have relationship. You have so many commitments. How you want juggle your professional papers at one go. So my best advice after seeing so many students out there, please, while you can in your degree, I know I'm a degree student myself also. During degree, I have ample time. Please finish all your strategic professional papers while you can. After you finish, then you can relax. But 36 months of working experience, that's needed.
When you are studying as a degree program, you are opening either the uni books or you're opening your ACCA books. You're still dealing with books. But when you are at work, there's a lot of deadlines, time pressure, and you can't neglect that. And first priority, of course, is work. So many times, studies become second priority. Or shall we say, like what you said, relationship, family, and everything, then it basically just keeps going down. So makes more sense to do it whilst you are studying. You just have an additional subject to study.
You're right. Any more question from the floor? Yes.
What is the effect to ACCA exam candidate after the launch of CBE? Will it become harder or require any additional skills? All right, Ivan, I'll let you take this.
Okay. Additional skills is you need to know how to use a computer.
Yes, correct.
All the
Fingering.
good in doing. I think most of
Yes.
the younger generation they know how to use the computer, but do not worry. When I think there's a lot of support given because you are the first batch of students. If you're exploring this, if you go for a tuition provider, they will explore you how to use it. So Excel, PowerPoint presentation, words, all this is quite pretty straightforward. Everything IT students as the students who can use during your university, you already explore. Maybe some of the familiarization you need to go do the practice. We have a practice SCB in our website. Try your best to explore it, understand it, and you will know the sequence of the exam format.
There's always a trial paper for each subject for CBE, so students can go there and give it a try.
Yeah, please do.
Next question, please. Birmingham, UK, is there any online class? I just joined. Dayang, online class, you will have to be signed up with the institute, right? Then you will have the online class. Are you talking about Accelerate program? Then you have the webinars that you will have to check on the ACCA website? Huh? So online class, obviously the classes will be from the institute. So you must join that whichever tuition provider, and you will have classes from there. No worries, Dayang. If you just joined, you can always watch the recording. It will be available online shortly after the session is over. All right, guys. I think that's it for this evening. Ivan, thank you so much for coming and providing all the clarification. It was really nice having this session with you. Next time, we will have face-to-face. High five to that, Ivan.
High five. Thank you.
Adios, farewell, everyone. And it
Adios.
was really good to be here. Thank you for joining us, everybody. Goodbye.
Thank you. Goodbye.
And do join us for tomorrow and for the whole week. We have got special sessions on the Sunday test. Adios, farewell, everyone.